alaikum. This is Maru Khan. My roll number is 64 and the topic of my presentation is NFPA 31 Standard for the Operation of Oil Burning Equipment. So first of all, let us study that what is NFPA. NFPA is the National Fire Protection Association that creates standards in codes for use by local governments. Most of these codes are safety related, including building codes, hazardous response procedures, and codes that dictate the type of equipment local fighters should use. Moving on to the next slide. NFPA Standard 31. It is the standard for the installation of oil burning equipment. Now the scope of this standard is the standard shall apply to the installation of stationary liquid fuel burning appliances, including but not only limited to industrial, commercial, and residential type steam, hot water or warm air heating appliances, domestic type range burners, space heaters, and portable liquid fuel burning equipment. This standard shall also apply to all the accessories and control systems, whether electric, thermostatic, or mechanical, and all the electrical wiring connected to the liquid fuel burning appliances. The standard shall also apply to the installation of the liquid fuel storage and supply systems connected to the fuel burning appliances. Now the standard shall not apply to the internal combustion engines or the oil lamps. Now coming on to the applications of this standard. First of all, retroactivity. The provisions of this standard reflect a consensus of what is necessary to provide an acceptable degree of protection from the hazards addressed in this standard at the time the standard was issued. Equivalency. Nothing in this standard is intended to prevent the use of systems, methods, or devices of equivalent or superior quality, strength, fire resistance, effectiveness, durability, and safety over those prescribed by this standard. Now here are some NFPA official definitions. Talking about approved. So the standards which are considered as approved are acceptable to the authority having jurisdiction. Now what is authority having jurisdiction? It is an organization, office, or an individual responsible for enforcing the requirements of a code or standard, or for approving organization, office, installation, or a procedure. Now the equipments which are considered as label are the equipments or materials to which has been attached a label, symbol, or other identifying mark of an organization that is acceptable to the authority having the jurisdiction and concerned with the evaluation of products or services, that maintains periodic inspection of products of listed equipment, materials, or periodic evaluation of services. Going to the next slide. Now the equipments which are considered as listed are the equipments, materials, or services included in a list published by an organization that is acceptable to the authority having jurisdiction and concerned with the evaluation of products, that maintains periodic inspection of production of listed equipment. Now if in a standard we use shall, then it indicates a mandatory requirement, and if should is used in a standard or a code, then it indicates a recommendation or an advice, but the recommendation is not required to do. It's only considered as a suggestion to make it a better standard or a better equipment. Here are some general definitions. First of all, air heater. It is an indirect fired appliance intended to supply heated air for space heating and other purposes, but not intended for the permanent installation. Now the anti-flooding device is a safety control device that causes the flow of fuel to be shut off when a rise in fuel level occurs, or when excess fuel is received and that operates before the hazardous discharge of fuel can occur. A centralized heat appliance is a stationary heat appliance that consists of boilers, central furnaces, floor furnaces, and wall furnaces, while a centralized oil distribution system is a system of piping through which oil is supplied from a remote storage tank or tanks to one or more buildings, mobile homes, recreational vehicles, or other structures, and a chimney is a structure containing one or more vertical or nearly vertical passageways for conveying flue gases to the atmosphere. Moving on to the next slide. This slide includes the basic installation and operation requirements of the standard. So, before installing or remodeling any oil burning appliance or equipment for commercial or industrial application, the plans or sketches that show the relative location of burners, tanks, pumps, pipings, and elevations of buildings and their lowest floors or pits relating to the proposed installation or alteration shall be submitted to the authority having the jurisdiction. The installation be made in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions as well as in accordance with all federal, state, and local rules and regulations. Moreover, the installation shall be made by qualified, competent technicians experienced in making such installations. Furthermore, the installation shall be made accessible for cleaning heating surfaces, for removing burners, for replacing motors, controlled air filters, chimney connectors, draft regulators, and other working parts. The oil burning appliances shall not be installed or located in areas where combustible dusts or flammable liquids, gases, or vapors normally present. Now, the most important point is that after installation, the appliance or equipment shall be tested for proper operation and combustion performance to make certain that the burner is operating in a safe and acceptable manner and that all accessory equipment, controls, and safety devices function as intended. This is the end of my presentation. Hope you like it. Thank you.